Alright. I'm just gonna start recording.
Yeah, let's go.
Recording.
What's up, everybody? I ain't used to not seeing myself.
I know.
You know what I'm saying? This your boy, Darius J. And that's still Miller Red Fingers.
If you say this on camera, I'm going to.
I said Miller Red Fingers. I gotta shoot the hook, you know.
Oh my gosh.
Just know that if you
We
do not
fight
see,
on camera.
if you
It's
do not
gonna
see
be
Darius J after this episode,
my nose bloody.
he's with his maker. Sorry, Siobhan.
Jesus Christ. That's
My wife
off
in the
camera.
background.
That's off camera, Brittany.
Right. She can sing jazz.
She had cooked a wonderful whole 30 sandwich. I meant meals. It was some chicken breast with some potatoes that cut in medallions with some zucchini and squash. Zucchini squash.
Okay.
And spinach and mashed up tomatoes
You done?
with butter.
I guess not.
And that is Stevie Neal.
Oh, is it? Because you were struggling a little bit.
I was. I am. Stevie Neal. Working the camera as usual.
Yeah, he working the camera, y'all. So, you know, he with us. We back.
Back.
We on our
again.
farewell tour.
I know.
Yes.
Mello will be departing from us going to New Jersey. I'm so sad.
Are you doing your Jay-Z Black Album pose?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He came back.
You ain't got
But he
the
came
Joe
back,
camel face. It won't work.
Oh.
He look like a camel mouth.
What?
Anyways,
Hey, what's up, everybody? It's your boy Darius J. We starting over again
And I'm Stevie Neal.
he's next. Why are you pointing at me?
because it went through you to him.
Okay, let me just do a full
Let's
shot.
do it all over again.
Yeah.
But you don't know how to act. Don't be acting brand new because you're leaving.
And action.
All right, from the top.
From the top.
Yes.
Oh, right now? Hey, what's up, everybody? It's your boy Darius J.
And I'm Stevie Neal.
And this your girl Mela G.
She leaving. And this is
Conversate.
Let's Talk About It.
Hey.
Hey.
Wow, we're really rusty, guys.
We are.
We rusty like an old lady knees.
Wow.
That was
Old
a
lady.
lie.
This is Conversate though.
Yes.
Conversate. Y'all ever smelt the back of an earring back?
Why would we do that?
I don't know. It
I
stink though.
don't want to do that.
It smell like
I want to do that less. Now that you just
earring
said it.
backs. Earring back stink. If you smell somebody's breath and it stink, it smell like earring backs.
Have they been eating earring backs? Is that your
I
theory?
don't know. I think all the sweat collect on the back of an earring back, and it just
Why are we talking about
muster
this?
up.
This is our future because Mela is going to the next level.
Tell them about yourself, Mel.
Yes.
How I'm living?
Yes. How
How
are
you
you
What is
living?
going on, y'all?
Well, you ain't doing your job.
No.
I guess usually one
First
of us
of all-
asks her first.
Because ladies first. Therefore, you off. Huh?
How you living, Mela G?
I'm living well. That's it.
I'm living stupendous.
That's it.
No. So, as you guys have already been saying, I am leaving to another state with a great job opportunity that I will go more into detail on my own podcast.
Oh, so she ain't gonna let y'all know.
So therefore, if you want to know how I got to that space, please check into Mind Your Own podcast.
Mind y'all.
See, so she just basically told
Mind
us to
your
mind our own business.
Nope. But they know.
I don't know nothing.
Well, you'll know off camera then. So, but it's it's my dream job. I will be working for someone, but I'm also in charge of my own schedule. But it's everything creative. I'll be a creative director at a school.
Yeah.
Oh, at a school.
Yes, at a trade school.
A trade school.
Yeah.
That's like widen your cause wheelhouse.
Yeah. And so I'm excited. I'm not going to go into all the details, but I will be over the virtual reality lab and the audio and video production lab in various aspects. I'm really just looking forward to add value to the model. I really love how the school operates and what they do for their youth in their area. They are looking to expand, so who knows where that might lead me back to.
Just send me the job. I'll do it.
But no, I'm super excited, saddened at the same time. I'm leaving a lot of friends and family behind. But I know that God has greater for me, and I feel like this is a season of adventure for me. And I'm ready to see how God just continues to take me to each level in this next season. Yeah. I'm really excited. I don't know where it's going to take me, but I'm excited to just take this step of faith because I don't know what to expect. I don't know what challenges it's going to bring, but I know that it's going to continue to strengthen me for whatever God is preparing me for ultimately. But I would love to come back to Atlanta at some point.
Don't come back.
Why not? Okay. It's okay. He's just missing me already. But anyways, that's how I'm living. So I've just been cleaning and packing stuff that I'm going to take and packing stuff that I'm going to give away. And it's very tedious. But hopefully I'll get it done, majority of it done this week since I'll be home by myself for the holidays.
Yeah.
But I was invited over by the Libas to enjoy Christmas with them. So
Shouldn't have said that out loud, man.
Why?
Yeah.
Give them the naughty need, hard head boys out here.
They don't know who those are.
We'll cut it. We'll cut it. We'll cut it. Yeah.
I have
They don't
somewhere to
know
go
where
for
she lives.
Christmas.
This isn't live anymore.
I live close to her though, and if you try,
By the time you post it,
I'll rip your heart out your back.
Stephen Neal, how are you living?
I live, Stephen Neal.
Oh man, I've had so much material loaded, preloaded for this moment. And no. Well, this week I've been sick, guys. Wait, what? What? Oh no, this is not a pregnancy announcement by any stretch of the imagination.
Oh, wow.
Just, but we keep practicing.
Ah!
But like I said, I was sick, so no practicing this week. I was sick.
I'm sick just listening to you.
I couldn't practice either.
he ain't
man.
sick no more.
Stop, please.
But no, Tuesday got a little practice.
Ah!
Not Tuesday,
Shut
Wednesday. 'Cause she
Ah,
like,
be
look,
quiet.
Ain't sick no more.
But yes, I was sick, had a cold, thought it was the flu because I was experiencing some pain, but Motrin took care of that. It was just sinus pressure. Mella's still traumatized. That's what's happening in my life.
Got traumatized.
Yes.
But anyway, so my whole thing with being sick, and this has been kind of like a nice segue into Keeping It Real with Stevie Neal, that you guys
Okay.
can advise me once again, because that's what you guys do when I go on my little tangents. So this is something that I feel rather passionate about, but I could be completely off base.
Oh.
All right, the flu shot. Okay, I've been told year after year I should get this thing.
Do not.
And I just don't believe I should.
You should.
For this reason, okay? Part of a flu vaccination is that they give you a piece of the flu to have for yourself so that your body can defend against it. Last time I got the flu 6 years ago, I nearly died. It was terrible. I felt like each of my molecules was moved half an inch apart.
Man, that's painful.
I mean, I couldn't keep myself together, literally. I couldn't do it. Like, anytime I coughed, I felt like I was going to turn into a pile of ooze. So I have an aversion to this, to giving myself willingly the flu. I can't do it. I cannot.
I can't either.
I can't do it.
I can't.
What do you guys think about this? Do you think I'm completely crazy?
No, I haven't had the flu shot myself, and I'm not planning on getting it anytime soon either. I did not know that fact, and now that you say that, I'm definitely not going to get it.
The flu is horrible.
I don't really get, I'm not even going to speak that. I don't really get sick as it is that much.
Right.
I may, my sinuses may act up. Like, in the summer, I might have a cold, which is the worst time to have a cold.
It is the most terrible time, yes.
But I don't really have colds in the winter time, so... I mean, I don't know.
Well, you're going to the right place.
I'm around kids all the time, though. And my kids have had the flu, and I've still haven't gotten it. So, but I'm not getting the shot. I don't plan on getting it either.
Yeah, well, you know.
Yeah.
Me, myself, 2 years ago, two or 3 years ago, I got the flu for the first time. That was the most horrible experience I ever had in my life. I was similar to Stephen Neal. I was calling for Jesus to come get me. He was out. My wife, she had the flu as well. We had the flu together, so we couldn't even take care of each other. I don't even know how we live.
Now that I think about it.
I don't know how we live. Because I was in pain. I ain't never been in that much pain in my life. Like, I was just like, everything hurt.
I don't want to have
I wish all my teeth would have came out. Just to avert some of that other pain. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause I was every time I cough, I was like, Jesus, just take these lungs. I don't need them no more, Lord.
Oh, okay.
And your feet was hurting, and I had to. Nigga, you ever had to cough and boo-boo at the same time?
That's how you were.
Yep.
You cough and you don't know what gonna happen. You don't know if you gonna have some Charlie Brown down there or not.
Literally every time I coughed, I
You know,
just a little bit, every time,
exactly.
every single time.
I'm
I
so
was
sorry for
about
you
to.
guys.
I had to have Linus blanket lining me up in the bed. I was like, I don't want to mess with these sheets.
I almost bought some diapers.
You know what I'm saying?
Almost
I'm
bought
gonna
some
be walking
diapers.
around here in
Right.
some man pampers.
I did.
Yeah.
We keeping it real because Stephen Neal called for it.
It was bad, man.
So I was just like, I don't even
So I'm
wanna
not taking no
catch the flu.
shot.
Like,
Okay.
when I thought I had the flu this week, I just was taking all kinds of vitamins and drugs. I swallowed everything. I don't know if I ODing on drugs or not.
Man.
All I know, I went to
Man, we
sleep.
could have found you bedside somewhere.
Because I was drinking
Come on,
NyQuil
man.
and DayQuil right behind it. I was up and down at the same time. I was like, ah!
Man, get out of here.
I was taking Siobhan special vitamins that taste like dog food. They was like, them the worst vitamins you ever take, but they make you better. But them vitamins, when you smell them, you be like, bleh. That's what it smells like, that.
Man.
So, you know, no food shot for me.
We agree.
So, okay, so no flu shot. So I'm not gonna do it because people with their kids, man, and that's a rant for another day. But people with their children and how protective they are, it's like, man, if you don't get the flu shot, you can't hold my baby. And it's just
I
like,
don't want to hold that little German thing.
I don't want to. I don't.
Your baby
If
died
it's that big a deal, I don't wanna. I don't wanna do it.
Crawl
Other
around
babies
on the
don't
same floor your dog.
I'll wait till
walk
the
on.
summertime to hold your
Other
baby.
babies don't.
I'll wait. I'll
Ooh,
wait.
you got them dirty baby hands.
He must not want to live.
You must not.
I live forever in your memory. Even when you choke me, I smile. I be looking at you like this.
Oh my goodness.
So paranoid parents, I'm not getting the flu shot.
I ain't
So,
getting the flu shot.
Hide your
Me
kids.
either.
And I don't
Hide
want to
your
hold your
kids,
little
hide
dirty
your
baby.
parents.
Your baby
Yes.
crawl around on ground, dogs walk home. You think I want to hold that? It got the flu.
It,
It is the flu. So that's keeping it real, Stevie Nil. What you got going on? How you been living, Darius J?
Well,
please no.
I have been living the sick life as well, my brother Stephen.
That's right, you
I
did.
was been sick
Am I
all
gonna
week
get sick
long.
next?
And I
I don't
hope
think so.
not. You say you don't get sick in the cold time,
I don't,
so
but-
and summer cold.
Better not.
You know what I'm saying? So, I was sick. I think it's cause that little baby coughed in my face. You know what I'm saying?
There was a baby that coughed in your face.
Coughed in my face.
Dang, that's disrespectful.
It is. I feel it throw it.
Launch it like a jump shot.
Uh-huh.
Throw the whole baby away.
Exactly. Play. But yeah, I was sick the whole week. I tried to go to work Tuesday, and then it didn't work out. I ended up spending 12 hours, the worst 12 hours of my life at a job, and I couldn't leave. So, and then I was like, I can't come to work tomorrow because I would die. Stayed home on a Wednesday, rest and stuff like that, and then went to work Thursday and Friday. And I didn't really feel well until today, actually, because yesterday I still was feeling kind of sick the whole time. But today I felt well. I woke up, went to the gym, worked out this morning early. And yeah, we've been not so productive. It kind of been an off week for me. I just didn't know how to react to that week. That week was it was different. I wasn't used to having my Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday taken away. I don't like not being able to start my Monday right, because that means my week gonna go kind of to the left. So
Yeah.
but all in all, it was a good time. I had plenty of rest. I ate noodles. You know what I'm saying? So
That was very random.
I wish I had gotten the model chimes from Ed today in the sriracha sauce.
Oh, Julius.
That would have.
Julie, I know he was talking about the whole
That would
time.
have
we
did
was
the
in
trick
booth.
with the sriracha too.
Yeah,
It
he
just let
had
everything out.
He was. I knew Julius got them things. 'Cause he was talking about them when we was in the booth. He was just
So
like,
he was
yo.
talking about I was talking about the Lucky Charms.
No.
I went up right up on
Yeah,
that
it was
stage.
about the noodles, and he was like, "Yeah, the sriracha sauce, boy." You know what I'm saying? I was like, "Go on, get him, man." You know what I'm saying? So he got him. I'm glad he got him. Merry Christmas to you,
Merry
Junior.
Christmas.
Yes, our Let's Make a Deal game and the sermon
Yeah.
this morning.
Yeah, and the sermon.
These
Listen,
two are talking about the booby prizes
yeah,
that
the booby prize
were not
it
received.
Was only one real prize up there.
Yes.
That was that Fandango.
I would have been satisfied with what I have now.
Yes, they got
I
to
would
keep.
have too, because I ate it and
the
they ain't
props.
have to win it.
yeah, didn't have to buy
Your
it.
benefit,
That
huh?
benefit off your comfortability.
So
You stepped out and got them Lucky Charms.
you did.
You stepped out on faith. You came there. You said, "Doctor, can I get some Lucky Charms?" And he said, "Mela, I get you these Lucky Charms because you are a follower of Jesus Christ, our Lord and Savior." Yeah,
Oh gosh.
I'm tripping, man.
Oh my god.
All right, what's up on the top
So it
side of the
seems
game?
to be that we're living well, guys.
Yeah.
Guys.
That was surprisingly smooth.
I
Yeah,
know,
it was.
surprisingly, once
Yeah,
we
we are
got
so rusty.
got into
Yeah, we got
the
back
hang
in.
of it. But
Yeah.
first topic on the table.
Yes.
So this girl that was apparently kidnapped in the Bronx
She need to be beat
Carla.
turned
with
out
a
to
Honduran pine tree.
be it turned out to be a hoax. A hoax because she was tired of her overprotective
Parents, she want to be out there and be loosey.
So what is your perspective, Darius J, on this?
Whoopings.
whole-
Whoop her every day. For every second you had to think that she was gone. You just strangle her up in the room. You don't even give her a bed no more.
Oh, dang.
Give her a crate and a cup to drink out of. And when she wake up in the morning, you hit yourself to that post, and you finna get a whooping like a 1901 slave.
So they might as well just go to jail.
Oh.
That's what jail sounds like.
No, jail sound different.
Oh.
Because there's a man in there called Fleece Johnson.
Well,
and he
hopefully
say, I
there'll
like
be
you.
a man.
I like you.
And I want you.
And I want you.
And we're going to do this the
I
easy
hope
way.
you won't be a man.
Yeah, if
Oh,
there's
the
a man in
hard
there,
way.
that's a whole different problem.
Yeah.
A whole different problem.
Well, there's a girl in there named Big Shirley. And she going to be like, hey, little chickadee, I like you. And I want you.
I'm going to let you process all that and get yourself together. Stevie Neal.
Yes.
What's your perspective on this whole shindig?
Well, there's a lot to unpack here. I'm surprised this unraveled so quickly.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Given that there was obviously a lot of effort put into it being executed.
Yeah.
She had some people that she knew, obviously, to abduct her in front of her mom.
Yeah.
Because there was a whole situation where I guess her family was talking about going back to Honduras.
Yeah.
Okay, after she's been in America probably all of her life.
Mm-hmm.
And she's probably like, no, that sucks.
Not
that
ready to
sounds
give a Big Macs.
like my life is over, so I gotta do something.
Yeah.
And it sounds like this mom was overbearing. I mean, but the thing is, like, you know, my mom was this girl as far as coming to America at a pretty young age, and her mom, like, just not playing any games. Like, you know, you go to school, you come home, you take care of the house, because I got 3 jobs for us to stay here in Bedford-Stuyvesant, New York.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
You know, we got to stay here.
Yeah.
Okay, we can't go back.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, you know, but when you're young, you don't understand. You don't understand the stakes
Yeah.
that are involved.
Mm-hmm.
So,
She ungrateful.
I mean, just lacking perspective, I would say.
Ungrateful.
You know, and so now things are on the table. It's bad because this is a crime.
Yeah.
It is.
Okay.
Shirley. Shirley gonna be there to give you all the hugs you want.
And the thing is, it can really affect the status of a lot of people in her family. And that's the saddest part of the whole thing.
Yep.
So if she goes to jail, there could be people that follow depending on what the situation is.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
And this is America. This is America. It sounds so cynical. It sounds so assuming badly of people's situations, but this is America.
Yeah.
She must know Juicy.
Who is Juicy?
Smollett.
Oh.
Obviously, she didn't consult him well.
No, he didn't. She ain't watched
Because it didn't even last 2 weeks. It
Didn't
didn't even
last-
last 2 days.
Cause you know what? I'm gonna tell you what happened. We got snatched up. He was like, and put in the car. They drove off.
It became real.
It became real, but it didn't get real around about 12 o'clock the next day when she realized her boyfriend ain't got no money and ain't got no food. He had 2 packs of Gushers fruit snacks.
Oh my goodness.
And that couldn't last her through the week. You see, Honduran parents probably was cooking pretty good. All them feet, them meats and stuff with the seasonings. And then she got the stomach, got the touching her back for the first time in her life. And she looked over at her boyfriend and she said, boyfriend? He said, huh? You ain't got nothing else to eat? He said, oh, we're going to split these gushers for 2 days. This is all I usually eat. And then she was just like, in Spanish, I gotta get out of here.
I just want to apologize on behalf of my co-host. He's wired a little differently.
I'm special.
I think my thing was
Because I'm happy.
Could you be quiet, please? Thank you. So I feel like growing up, my mom was overprotective to an extent as well. But I don't think I would do something like that. Like, I don't think I would do anything like that. But I feel like it was just not the wisest thing to do, considering all these real things that have been happening of people being kidnapped and showing up dead.
And that's also
exactly.
And I'm like, that's just very inconsiderate, and just a whole bunch of other words that's similar to that word.
Yeah.
Because, like, my heart goes out to those families that, like, you send your child off to college and, you know, you go to school and you're in this dorm room, you're meeting people for the first time, you're having your first college experience, only to it end in death. Like, you get into it with the person that you met for the first time that has a boyfriend, and they, you know, they conspire together, and you show up, you know, dead, like, after a week. Like, that's just, you know. And then also, like, one of my other close friends, like, one of the girls that she taught during the summer, like, went missing, you know, and praise God she was found alive, and there's consequences for that because she ended up running away, and there's just consequences for your actions. But I mean, I'm grateful that she's, you know, alive. So in the midst of all these things that are happening, that are real, that are affecting real people, that was the thing that you decided to do, and it's not a joke. It's not a joke. It's really not a joke.
Obviously, a plan.
I get where she's coming from a perspective of, like, I feel like my mom is overprotective, and it makes me angry, but not to a point where it would make you do something that's so inconsiderate to, and just like it makes me feel like you're just not aware of what's going on in the world right now.
But that's what comes from living in a life of privilege, though. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like when these kids live in that life of privilege, a lot of times they forget the consequences of what things that go on with stuff like that. They don't think that far out. They only thinking about themselves because they think the world rotated around them. I was 16 one time. I thought the whole world rotated around me. But, you know what I'm saying, it don't. You find out when you're an adult, or you put yourself in a situation such as one she put in, you know what I'm saying, like, because this can go to the full extent of the law, and she can serve some real prison time.
Real time.
You know what I'm saying? And the people that were in it. Conspiracy is a heavy charge. You know what I'm saying? And that's what that was. Conspiracy.
And those dudes' families.
Exactly. All them people involved. Her boyfriend was 23 years old. He's stupid.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah, he was 23.
Golly, man.
You know what I'm saying? It didn't make no sense. I'm just like, what in your mind? They should lock him up for pedophilia.
Well, that takes the parents, well, we'll see. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That's a whole other ball of wax.
But you know what I'm saying? But the thing is, even him, man, he ought to be saying, like, yo, what made you not use your logical mind? I know you're 23, and I know that you're going to say you're young still, but you ain't stupid. You know what I'm saying? God, that let you know you ain't ready to be in no kind of relationship. You need to be at home somewhere, getting some learning or going to church or something. College, you ain't got nothing to do besides conspire. You let a 16-year-old talk you into some foolishness. You dumb. You know what I'm saying?
I heard that there was a GoFundMe created for them to go back to Honduras.
Yes.
I'll take her back. I'll be like, she can't come back to America till she's 35.
So this is, I'm sure now that if they were thinking about going back to Honduras, it's not going to happen.
I'll go back now. I'll be like, hey, I'll make a deal with y'all.
But she's not coming, right?
Who?
Because Carol.
Little naughty head girl. Oh,
Again, my apologies for.
I will make a condition. I will talk to my lawyers and be like, yo, can we take her back? But we're gonna put a time limit on when she can come back. She can't come back here, even though she's a U.S. citizen.
Yeah. Don't
allow her back for 10 years.
Man.
Send her to her grandma's house in Honduras. I'm pretty sure she stay in the jungle somewhere.
Again, I apologize on behalf of my co-host.
Don't apologize on me. I'm being honest, man. You ever been to Honduras and Costa Rica and stuff like that? That stuff is rural.
Okay. That's a nice little segue into things I
read
about Honduras.
Thank you.
So, you know, kind of Central American, Caribbean, on the coast of Caribbean or whatnot. 2 million tourists a year, but usually on the fringe islands and not the mainland, because the mainland is actually very dangerous.
Yeah, it's rural.
Lots of thieves, killers, what have you. It's pretty dangerous.
I'm speaking what I know. You see what I'm saying? You think I'm just talking?
I can see how old
Sometimes
Carla does not want to go back.
You don't.
I wouldn't want to do it for full. I don't care where you been in.
But yes, that's probably why Carla doesn't want to go back. It's probably pretty horrible.
Yeah, and prison is too.
You call her Carla?
That's her name?
Carol.
Yeah.
It's Carol? Oh, sorry, man.
Yeah.
Sorry,
Carla!
He
Sorry,
tried to
young
give you a Spanish
young person.
name. Because you Spanish. But, you know what I'm saying?
I just knew it had a K in it.
Yeah. But, you know, stuff. That's what I'm saying. Like, that's messed up, man. I don't understand that part at all with her. I was like, you can't make me feel sorry for you because of that. Just because you don't want to go back with your parents, I'm pretty sure they weren't going to put you in a bad situation, as bad as it may sound. Like,
but, you know, like, remember, a teenager, that's their whole world. The world they live in. Like you said, it's their whole world.
she was hot. Little man itself. What a 23-year-old boy.
Well,
A parent need to be whooped too for letting them be with a 23-year-old boy.
well, and then that's cultural. That's cultural, too. And that's a whole other ball of wax.
I'm about to say that culture across the board because pedophilia is European daydream.
Wow, it just got like super awkwardly quiet. Again.
We'll get into that in another. But yeah, that's cultural too.
Well, that's that.
And that's
That's
the
the
way it goes.
Because you know, a mom will in certain cultures. I'm just gonna speak from Caribbean culture.
Yeah.
It's a hideous double standard. If some older woman came checking for some young boy, the mom goes off and doesn't let it happen. You know what I mean? But if some secure, upstanding, and I say upstanding loosely, young man who happens to be 23 wants your 16-year-old daughter and she could have a great life, they're gonna let it slide. And it's a sad double standard. But it happens in a lot of cultures. I'm not just gonna put it on Caribbean, but a lot.
It do happen a lot, you know what I'm saying? So they allow sugar daddies, not sugar mama.
Wow.
Yeah.
And then you can't be a sugar packet thinking you're a sugar daddy.
You can't, because clearly this will happen.
Yeah. See, that boy was a sugar packet. He ain't have a lot. He ain't have enough sugar but for one cup of coffee. See, sugar daddy got overflow of sugar. He just keep pouring in the coffee.
So you're just gonna keep talking? Okay.
He was a sugar packet daddy.
So we didn't come up with the second topic. However, did you?
I just want since we've been how long has it been since we left everybody with a
Summertime.
Dope beat the step 2.
Summertime 08.
Oh wait, what?
What are you talking about?
It's been since July. It's been since July.
And since July 28th.
So since we're getting
38.
so since we're coming to a close not only of a year but of a decade.
Oh, he's going in the same direction that I was going. Come on, we are here.
Yeah.
Comment on like your just happening of the year or decade. Or what? How specific were you gonna get into it?
I was just gonna say, what like are your expectations for like 2020?
2020. So yeah, see,
I think we need to do that kind of last.
That's fine.
Yeah, we'll put it at the end.
Yeah. Okay, so
Yes.
our kind of like basically like our highlights over the decade or the past year.
Yeah.
Or both.
Let's
or
do
the
past
decade.
year. Let's do past year.
Because the decade was.
Yeah.
My decade was fire.
Jesus.
My decade was
I've only
great.
been a disciple for 6 years.
Oh, the disciple for 7.
This was my finest adult decade, I'll say. My finest one. You know what I mean? Because my first adult decade sucked. Okay. From 18, because see, I was 18 in 2000, so I turned into an adult right at the start of the decade.
2000, I was 16.
Wow.
And
17.
my first adult decade was not great
I'm not gonna tell you
for a
my
variety of reasons.
2.
But my next one was great.
You probably
10.
9.
I was in.
So you're
But yes. Let's see. Where do I begin though? Come back to me. Come back to me. Come back to me.
So we're going decade.
We can go decade.
Go the way you want to go. Man.
Okay,
Go the way you want to go. Yes.
I'm just gonna say the past few years then. I feel like that. Okay, within this decade as a whole, I think this is probably one of the most defining decades because of making the decision to follow God within this decade. I think, I got baptized when I was 22 years old, so I was still in college. And it was very tough because when you live on campus, you have access to a lot of things. It's not the easiest decision to make and stay committed to a relationship with God. But I'm super grateful that I did make that decision in these years because they have been so defining and helping me to see the person that God has created me to be versus the path that I was choosing to take without him, which was more of like trying to find myself through other people, whether it was relationships or friendship circles, whatever the case may be. Like I would try to find my identity in them. But now when I kind of flipped the switch and was like, okay, I want this relationship with God for myself and I don't want to live off my mom's faith anymore. I grew up in church. I know who God was. I believed in God, but like I was missing the aspect of how do I apply it to my own life, you know. I know the routine of church. I know that it's vital. I know that all these things, but like how do I make Jesus personable to me? And so this year was that, you know, even coming to the point of like, even in the past couple of years of like really deciding to go on like a serious single journey, like not being attached to someone, but really trying to like find myself through Christ and who he's created me to be, to love myself, to exude this self-confidence in who he's created me to be. And it was so crazy because we had this VTC is like volunteer team coordinator, and it's kind of like a leadership role within our church, and a lot of us are over different auxiliaries within our church or ministries, whatever you want to say. But anyways, we had this dinner, and one of the activities, well, the only activity honestly, was to write words of encouragement to each other. And we put it in a jar, you know. So when I got home, I read through them, and there was, I don't know who said it, but someone said, like, you know, a lot of times people, you know, always define you by your gifts and not the person that you are. And I was like, that is so real, because I feel like when I think about when I'm being encouraged or something, somebody will always say something about what I do and not who I am, like as a person detached from my gifts. And I think it got me to thinking, like, in this year, like, I feel like that's really what I've been, like, discovering about myself, is that there's so much more to me than playing the piano or playing the guitar or rapping or having this talent or having this gift. Like, there's, you know, so many things that I love about myself that doesn't pertain to what I do, more so than who I am, regardless if I can do these things. So I would definitely think, like, this is, like, even this within this year alone, 2019 was just like a year of discovery and just like who God has called me to be, like the scriptures coming alive and active in my life to a point where like I literally felt weak and God was my strength because I could not fight on my own in so many different situations. So yeah, this was definitely a defining year, and like just really clinging to God and knowing like this time in my life as a single woman is like going to be some of the best years of my life, and just having that undivided devotion to God, and just continue to allow him to uncover the woman that he's created me to be. So I'm excited about the new decade that's beginning in a few weeks.
Yeah, man. Starting a decade with change. Yeah,
I
that is
know.
kind of crazy how that works. How
Yeah.
that gets marked
Your
off.
breakthrough is already started.
Ha, did it.
Breakthrough. That's our theme for
For
our ministry
2020.
for 2020. So
It's also the theme for Buffalo Church of Christ.
is it?
Mm-hmm.
So we're united in a
Yep.
theme. Yes.
That's good.
Yes.
Well,
Well.
Darius Jam.
I didn't quite know how I was gonna start it. I was talking about just this whole thing. I think it'll be well. I did kind of have idea, but anyway, like Steven, I will say this has been my finest adult decade. From 26 to 36 has been some of my best years. 26, I was just really coming into myself. I had come off some things that were pretty different and tragic and trying to learn how to deal with life, you know what I'm saying, more rather than, because I was so much of a fighter that I started to fight everybody out of my life. You know what I'm saying? So I was just like, I didn't really want to be around people. I didn't want no new friends. I didn't want anything new. I just wanted to like deal with me. I didn't want no, cause I feel like going into 20, like coming into my 30s, I was just like, I don't even really want to be with nobody. That was the time I was just like, you know what, I don't want to be in a relationship. You know what I'm saying? I'm tired of being in a relationship. Obviously, I don't really know how to do this thing well. And I'd rather just be by myself. I always preferred to be by myself. You know what I'm saying? I always preferred, but, you know, being the player that I was, you know what I'm saying, kept people around me, you know what I mean?
I'm so done.
You know what I'm saying? So, but, you know, I feel like at the age of 29, you know what I'm saying, I was just like, man, you know, I always been in, like most Southerners, you know what I'm saying, you be in and out of church your whole life, you know what I'm saying, you be dancing with the devil while praising the Lord on Sundays like most Southerners, you know what I'm saying, anybody that say different, you're lying, I know your life. But, you know, I turned 29, I was just like, you know what, man, I gotta do something different, man, like, I mean, do something different, you know what I'm saying, and I ain't want to do nothing too different, because, I mean, I always thought in a spiritual sense I was a pretty good person to me, you know what I'm saying, like, but, you know, growing up, I was just like, man, I need to figure out how to do life the way I see other successful people doing it.
Yeah.
And, you know, it kind of came along around the same time, because I was like, man, I can't keep being like everybody else. I felt like existing in the life I was living, I'll fall in the herd. And anybody that know me, I'm a rebel.
Yeah.
Period. I ain't never gonna do everything everybody else doing. You know what I'm saying? I don't care. They be like, this is the right way to do it. I'm gonna go the other way. You know what I'm saying? So it kind of like taking the Bible seriously and taking my walk with God seriously. It kind of it tapped into my rebellious side.
Yeah.
Like I was just like, I don't want to be like everybody else, or everybody else keep doing the same thing, getting the same results. I want to do something different. So I'm going to go do something different. Led me to Facebook. Didn't know why I thought I'd find God from Facebook, but anyway. But I did. I found the outlet, you know what I'm saying? And that was my homeboy, you know what I'm saying? I linked up with him because I was just like, he a heathen and he seemed to be doing pretty good. Got a girlfriend and everything. And they believing in Jesus together. And I'm going to see what that's about. First, I thought he was in the cult. I was going to call his grandma and tell him to come get your grandson.
Oh,
I think he linked up with them Kool-Aid drinking people. But it went. You know what I'm saying? And I ended up going and I ended up meeting a group of fellas that I end up actually being around most of my walk. You know what I'm saying? All of my walk, we still friends to today. And gaining new friends and learning newness. And learning it's okay to develop new relationships. So like, I just thought there was something wrong with that. For honestly, in my mind, developing new relationships mean that I had to lose the old ones. When it really didn't mean that. It just meant you working that muscle again. You allowing your circle to get bigger, because the thing that is, you don't want to keep that circle tight, you know what I'm saying? Because you end up being around like-minded people, and like-minded people can't develop your growth. You can't grow from like-minded people. You will only be an echo chamber.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, you know, doing all those things, you know what I'm saying, reading the Bible, actually picking it up and reading. And a lot of people don't do that. They just listen to the pastor and they go home and they go on continuing their lives of sin. And they were like, man, I wonder why I can't live like the pastor living or something like that. And like, well, because you don't eat the food that he eating. If you ain't eating what he eat, you can't be who he is.
That guy is not just funny. He's spiritual.
Hey, stupid.
She's stupid. That's an esoteric thing. But, you know what I'm saying? You have to ingest, you know, the whole part. You know what I'm saying? You can't just come for the feel good. You know what I'm saying? You got to do the things that is rigorous, sometimes tedious, and sometimes you just don't feel like you want to. But the more you come into it, the more you eat it, the more you put it in your life and around you, listening, seeing, and thinking, praying. Those things become real, you know what I'm saying? Those things become a part of who you are, and you are able to live them out.
Yes.
But until you do that, you can't live them out. You know what I'm saying? It's very hard to just be a hero. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people think they can just listen to stuff and not study it or anything like that, and you can become it. Yeah. Nah, everything is repetition. And most of the repetition got to be on you. You can't just be, you know, walking into a building and seeing the finished product of the workout. You know what I'm saying? You actually got to go to the gym too. You know what I'm saying? You got to wrestle through the word. You know what I'm saying? And stuff like that. And once you do that, then you can manifest those things, those ideas, and that's how you become a true disciple. You know what I'm saying? That's how you become eventually a disciple maker, because you are able to teach something.
Come on, disciple maker.
Lead people into the same thinking that you got from the one source. You know what I'm saying? And that's what this decade, the end of this decade, been about for me. It's just like growing in that and not, you know what I'm saying, trying to look to the left or right of me all the time. Just really just staying focused on the goals and the plans that I lay before God and want to see manifested. And I know a lot of people like to just pray to God and don't do no work. And that's something else that I learned. You can't just pray, and you're not working. If you ain't doing nothing, God can't bless zero. You know what I'm saying? Like,
say that again.
0 times 0 equals 0. Even 1 times 0 equals 0. Because you keep tapping into the 1 and you got adding your little 0 to it. You know he can't give you nothing but 0, because God is the source and he can't give you him. You know what I'm saying? So do what you're supposed to do. Put in the work you're supposed to do. Like, faith ain't gonna just work on its own. You gotta put in the work. Faith without deeds is
faith without works.
Same thing. Is dead. You know what I'm saying? So don't be just a talker. Do it. Be a doer. You know what I'm saying? And if you just that talking, like my grandfather always said, talking ain't nothing but sitting in a rocking chair thinking you're going somewhere. That was my decade was all about.
Well, thank you, Pastor Darius J.
Shut up.
For that amazing word. I'm going to go back and listen to that.
Oh, man.
You gathered yourself?
I have gathered myself.
Okay. Now I'm finna be silly for the rest of the time.
Oh, jeez. You were very serious, because I did not break your conversation.
It was a word in my heart.
Oh,
I had to let it out.
out.
I couldn't let you be my stumbling block this time, Miller.
Oh, my God.
Normally you'll come in and you'd call me out myself. But God had me looking on high things. Like, you need to get this out to the
Pony.
people. Somebody need to hear this word. Oh, my wig almost fell off. Put my wig back on.
Okay.
All right, so I've gathered myself. And like I said, my first adult decade, 18 to 28, a lot of things happened that kind of blew up my little world. First of all, my parents got divorced, and I viewed that as my nuclear family falling apart.
Mm.
And it was hard for that to happen then, because when you're looking to your dad for advice on how to be a man, but he's not there.
Yeah.
He's gone. He had to go. And then on top of that, the guy you respected, even like almost worshipped as a hero, you hear all these bad things about him on the way out.
Yeah.
And so that affected a lot of things as far as growing up and trusting men in my life to advise me.
Yeah.
So that happening kind of set the chain for a lot of different things. I mean, I made bad decisions, certainly.
I still make them.
But, you know, lost my scholarship, having to go through academic probation, basically having to use my tax money to go back to school and then pay my parents and stuff like that. Just crazy things like that. And then just like, because my dad was gone, the little college jobs that we had just to have a little money in our pockets, my mom needed it. My mom needed half our money to keep the house running.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I'm 19, my brother's 16, he's still in high school.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it affected so many things. And so that just set a whole lot of things in motion, just like, because I'm not learning how to really grow up. I'm just kind of maintaining my situation the best way I can. I wasn't very emotionally healthy as a young man. You know, it was just things I just lashed out emotionally because of things that were going on, but just things that were going on all the time with me. You know what I mean? So I didn't know how to process them. So that got me into some bad situations. I got fired for the first time, you know, and it was a nuclear situation.
Yeah.
Like, you know, I cussed out the boss.
Oh.
I did. I went out in flames. Okay.
Can you imagine him cursing?
Down in a blaze of glory.
Could you imagine him cursing?
I can see it.
I can't.
I can
Okay.
see it.
Oh, yeah.
Most nice, sensible people, I don't ran into too many of them. They real fireballs when they have to be fireballs.
So that affected a lot of things for me, self-esteem wise as well. Just like, well, you know, I can't even hold this little job, so what great things could I do? So when 2010 came around, it was just like kind of like I was just finally tired of it. I was like, all right, I got to go back to school. I got to find a way to do it.
Yeah.
You know, so that's when I came up with the whole thing where I paid for it little by little.
Yeah.
You know, until I got finished. I decided at work that I need to put in some emotional things aside and just focus on where I was. I was a college dropout, okay, at that point. So I had to like just save my money or try to move up in my job. I was working in a movie theater, and I'm just like, well, what's that gonna get me before? And I was just like mad at everybody and everything. But then I was like, well, you know what? I can move up. And so I did. And so in 2009, I got a promotion to supervisor. Okay?
Come on, transition.
So, yes. Because the theater that I was coming from was closing. So they knew they needed to get some certain people out if they wanted to advance. So they was like, all right, we're sending you to Parkway or whatever. If you do well there, you'll get to be a supervisor.
Yeah.
So I was the last person to get there for the people that were up for supervisor. There were 6 of us there at Parkway. So I was like, all right, I have to make something happen here because I'm the last one in. And I ended up being the first one out. You know, by the glory of God. Because he had a plan. Okay? He had a plan. So I ended up transferring to this theater in Lawrenceville, Colonial 18. And I was a supervisor there. And I was a supervisor there for like 4 months. You know, but I'm focused. I'm like, I have to get this manager thing.
Yeah.
Because that's what I was shooting for before, but I was doing it the wrong way. I'm going to do it the right way this time. And 4 months later, I was blessed with another promotion. And
come on, promotion.
The thing is, though, I had a choice on where to go. I could have went to, like, Mansell Road. Nice little location. Old theater, though.
Yeah.
Theater was old as dirt.
Yeah.
But, nice location. Nice location to learn at. Or, Phipps Plaza. In the city.
This is where we,
You know, and that was kind of scary for me, but I was like, well, you know what?
I'm a player.
Man,
get out of here.
I was like, you know what?
I ain't gonna miss out on my blessing.
Wow.
I was like, you know what? I would like to go to Phipps, and I would like to, you know, take on this new challenge. You know? So.
What to say?
So, I did do that. In April of 2010, my first day of work, their customer service, I met my wife.
Where's up?
I met this
Well,
chocolate,
you know, I'm transitioning.
honey dumpling. He met his chocolate honey dumpling. His sugar bear.
So I met my wife there, and I wasn't there at Phipps long. I mean, you know, I got the manager. I met my goal, but then as soon as I met my goal, probably as soon as I got there, it just wasn't a fit professionally. Like the people I was working with, the people I was working under, it just wasn't working.
Yeah.
The staff was cool. The staff was one of the coolest staffs I had ever been around. But just the team I had teaching me and me working with, it just wasn't a fit. You know what I mean? And it just came to a head pretty quickly. You know what I mean? And so I found out pretty quickly that they want to be gone. I'll just say that. So,
Should have fought him.
nah, man, I wasn't mad because then I cultivated this relationship with my wife to the point where I realized, you know what, she's feeling me and I'm feeling her. So, you know, I'm leaving. They told me I'm leaving. So let's go out on a date.
Like, baby, what's your
Bessa. Let me get that number, girl. Already got it.
So eventually I transferred from being a manager to being a regular employee somewhere else close to my house.
Regular.
There's just I was happy to do that. I was tired of traveling. I traveled a lot. I've been to 5 different theaters at that point in my career. I was ready to just be close to the house.
Yeah.
I really was. So then, of course, me and my wife could date as well. You know, so and that set in motion a whole lot of things. Because I tell you what, when you find love, when you find the love God has for you, it can do some amazing things.
Oh, God. I know it.
It can do some amazing
I
things.
felt the same. Siobhan, I love you, girl.
Now it can do.
Find me.
Now the thing is, and this is the caveat for people. I had to go through that refinement period first. Remember that professional development that I was talking about? The anger that I was dealing with professionally from being fired. And I mean, that company brought me back. And I took that second chance. And through some bumps now, I just went ahead and focused on developing professionally. Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am.
Oh, sir. Okay. Get it.
Yes.
So basically, what you're saying is,
Yeah.
this is my first decade, cause y'all were like 18 to 28, right? So y'all saying that my second one, I love.
I can't imagine it going any worse.
Unless you hard-headed. Unless I'm just
no,
being real. I'm just being
nothing's
real.
a given. He's right.
Yeah, like for real, because a lot of people, I'm gonna tell
They
you
don't
something.
transition out of that.
And when I
for
think
that.
about some people, they don't transition out of things, and I hate to say this, you know what I'm saying, but the man in whose blood I share had some hard learning to do, and it took him a long time to learn it. And most faults of people don't learn stuff like that. It's because they don't want to, or they think they're right. So, but I don't see that in you. You know what I'm saying? So, if I saw that in you, you know I did.
Yeah, I know.
You know what I'm saying?
But you continue with your life.
Yes. So I say there was like about 3 years where, oh yeah, that was another thing in that 18 to 28. I was engaged, and that was rushed. And I came out of it, and I rushed into another relationship because I was so grateful to be out of that one. And it was the wrong time, and it burned me badly.
Yeah.
Like, I was burned pretty bad emotionally. So after a year of being mad, I was just like, well, you know what? I got to just focus on something else. I got to focus on something else. And I got to focus on, you know, taking care of business and what I need right now. And just the lessons I'm going to need for when I do find the right one. Whatever it is. See, that's the thing. I didn't know what that was going to look like. I wasn't going to have the list. I didn't have the blueprint for that. All I knew is that I needed to be a bit more focused on what I needed.
Yeah.
You know? So, we met, we're dating, and we're living each other higher, man. But we really hadn't discussed, you know, our lives with the Lord.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, what does that even look like for Stephen and Brittany? But the true test of our relationship was then, well, as soon as we put that in the atmosphere, we were met. We were asked to go to church. We were asked to go to a house church, and we met all these couples. All these couples headed where we were going to go, and that's marriage. And the thing is that helped me so much because I come from 2 generations of divorce. My grandfather left my grandmother for a younger woman. Okay. My big brother got divorced twice before he was 28.
Wow.
Okay. My little brother is going through a separation right now. All right. And of course my parents split up like I alluded to.
Yeah.
So
Man, sheesh.
So that was looking real, like, that's despair. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He was like, is this going to work? So I found my love, and I knew I needed more than what we had.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We couldn't just survive on love and each other.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Love is the most fleeting thing to try to survive on.
Exactly. We needed God. My parents had God and still didn't make it. That's the logic I always say. It's like, they still didn't make it. So I knew I needed him to even have another shot.
Yeah.
So, finding Jesus in 2012. That was also a kickoff. So having that love plus Jesus, plus that love pursuing Jesus too. That's a key too. Not having the love of your life when you've experienced the spiritual journey, kind of, you know, like, well, that's your thing. You know, we did it together. We're spiritual twins. You know, so I think that set in motion a lot, and just coming into this year, I feel like, you know, it's led to a lot of maturation as far as, you know, cultivating this house situation. When Britt's car went down, getting 2 new cars.
Yeah.
Praise God.
2.
Basically. And it basically didn't break our budget. You know what I mean?
You understand what that means, you young Thundercat that may be listening to this? Not breaking your budget.
Yes, don't get a Bugatti.
Don't get no. If you can't afford a Honda Accord, get a Kia Sorento. Not a Sorento. Get a Kia Forte.
Yes.
That's a nice affordable car.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Stay
Don't
within
break
your lane.
budget
Get a Kia Soul, guys.
Yeah.
If
Don't
you can.
even get that. That's too high for you. You get that Forte with the roll-up doors. You know what I'm saying? Don't even get the power.
No power.
You need a payment that's $220 a month.
I would say so. But yes. So just managing that too, and maintaining it. This is the first car note I've ever had in my life. At age 37. I'm looking at a close up of myself. That Mela has done.
How are you seeing that?
And Darius.
Okay,
So yes. I would say that was my whole second decade / year. And my
okay.
wife is taking footage.
She's getting some photography angles over there.
Yes.
Well, that's so great. That's so interesting.
You
that
went
you
through-
guys are in your second
Second decade of adulthood.
yeah,
Yes.
and I'm like, I just finished my
Your
first
first.
one.
Dang.
Wow, I am so young.
Wow.
But
That's what
anyways,
you wanted to say?
no.
So yeah. I guess.
So with that being said, going into this new, fresh decade, I don't want to say like resolutions because I'm not
believe
about
in that.
I don't believe in that stuff. I feel like if you should start whenever, like it doesn't have to be a new year because a lot of times what happens, you make these resolutions and you're good for the first month and then February come around, it's like, well,
Yeah.
I got time, and then it just, you're at the end of the year again, and here we are with the same resolution that you had.
Yep.
So, what is like, I guess it could be either or, like, what are your expectations for this decade? Or even just like, what is some advice we want to give other people going into the decade of what we have learned
I give
in
them
this
both.
decade?
I give them both.
Okay.
I say for me, personal things that I want to strive for is to finish school,
Yeah!
go into a career of cybersecurity. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
I found out that's something that I was passionate about more than the other major that I picked, and it just kind of came. It wasn't even really happenstance. It was just I just started digesting more information than that. You know what I'm saying? Like all my information that I was reading about led to that because it just piqued my interest so much. Because I feel like some of the things I lost in my first decade, which I was talking about, the beginning of my grown up decade, this is my first adult grown age. I lost everything. And you know what I'm saying? I feel like this decade I'm gonna get all it back, and I feel like I'm a springboard forward. You know what I'm saying? I want to actually have a more healthy lifestyle. You know what I'm saying?
Come on.
I want to go ahead and for my wife to have my son.
Yes, hallelujah!
Hey.
Auntie in the house, Shanda.
Because I know it's gonna be a boy. You can quote me on this. I know.
I'm excited.
You know what I'm saying? And yeah, I'm just waiting for all that to happen, man. Like I feel like I am the most ready I have been for the changes to come. But now I understand that for change to come, I have to work at changing it. You know what I'm saying? You can't, you know what I'm saying, just want change and want to be better at things just by hoping and wishing. And I want to grow this platform. You know what I'm saying? I want to grow and develop this. I want it to be way better than it has been. I want it to mold into something. I want it to mold into a voice of people that don't have a voice and ain't silly enough to say what they really want to say. I'm already that person anyway. I say what most people thinking all the time. They just don't want to say it.
Yeah.
But I want to have my relationship with my wife stay as strong as it is. I want to always stay loyal to our brand, which is the Cummins.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I want to stay loyal to the Cummins brand. I don't want nothing from the outside to infiltrate us. I want to be able to always fight, you know what I'm saying, for us. You know what I'm saying? I feel like that's one of the most important things in a relationship is fighting for each other, not fighting each other.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's what I really did. Just being better. You know what I'm saying? That's what I think my life has been about, and I want to continue to do that. I want to continue to elevate, upgrade. You know what I'm saying? I want to be able to still maintain our closeness to each other and our closeness to God.
Yeah.
And advice.
Yes.
Advice, I would say, you know what I'm saying, just focus on your mental health. You know what I'm saying? Like, all the things I feel like what Steven was talking about, and even in my own growth, it was a lot of mental health things. Like, I had to learn how to process emotion and learn the duality that exists inside of me, which is masculine and feminine. I had to know when to wield each. One is a shield and one is a sword. You know what I'm saying? I had to learn which one was. And I actually, you know what I'm saying, thought that my masculinity was a sword. You know what I'm saying? It actually wasn't. You know what I'm saying? It's actually the shield. You know what I'm saying? Your femininity, your feminine side will help you to navigate your emotions, and then able to, if you know how to gather yourself in your most emotional points, especially when somebody make you mad. You know what I'm saying? If you know how to just center yourself and understand what that emotion is, process it, and not act out at it, not let it just affect you. You know what I'm saying? You will be able to reason and use that logical side, you know what I'm saying, which is your masculine side, to, you know, say, oh, okay, I don't have to scream at it. I can just say, hey, sir, you made me upset with that. Now, in order for me not to knock your nose loose, I'm going to tell you how I feel.
Your nose loose.
You know what I'm saying? And you can yield better results, you know what I'm saying? It's just like, you know, you can catch more flies with honey, you know what I'm saying? And learning how to not just always be a person that lash out, you know what I'm saying? Learn how to process your situations, you know what I'm saying? Learn how to know that everybody ain't trying to attack you and beat you down, you know what I'm saying? Like, some people actually have advice for you just to grow you because they see you keep stepping in the same mess, and they just saying, hey, look, you stepping in that mess. How about go this direction? They ain't trying to say you ain't smart enough to figure it out on your own, but then, like, you don't have to. When you don't have to, don't. You know what I'm saying? Like, if somebody offers you some good advice and you already don't try that one time and it didn't work out for you, don't be afraid to try what somebody else is handing you. You know what I'm saying? Don't be so much of a man or a woman that you let your pride cause you to fall every time. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't live your life like that. You have to learn how to, you know what I'm saying, let people in. You got to open up your heart for people. You got to open up your heart for, if you're a woman, open up her heart. If you see a woman out here striving to being a great woman and she is somebody you look up to, woman, go after her and find out what it is. Man, if you see a man out there, he got all the things you want. You see him being logical, you know what I'm saying, emotionally sound, you know what I'm saying, not getting involved in a lot of foolishness, handling his business, being a man. Go after him. You know what I'm saying? It is not his job to come to you. You actually, in your adult age, have to go after the things you want. Because if you don't go after them, that means you don't want them. You know what I'm saying? For real. And friendship is a two-way street.
Yes. Say that one more time.
Don't stay.
You can say it one more time.
Don't stay.
You can say it again.
Don't stay, you know what I'm saying, thinking that your friendship, you know what I'm saying, some people always got to please you. That means you're a consumer. And people don't want to be used all the time. Because consumers are only there to use and gather from other people. But they don't never reciprocate. You know what I'm saying? And if you find yourself people only reaching out to you, but you don't reach out to nobody else, that's a good indication that you're a consumer. You know what I'm saying? And you will soon be alone. And then you will blame everybody else for your loneliness. Yeah. And that's not the case. People just tired of giving you. Because people like to be loved as well. And I say my last thing that I got a lot, but I say my last thing is just, you know what I'm saying, be honest to yourself first. Because if you good at lying to yourself, you are great at lying to everybody else. You know what I'm saying? So be honest to yourself. You know that it don't feel right, and you see it don't feel right, and everything around you is indicating that it don't feel right, and you don't supposed to be doing. Don't stop lying to yourself, saying it's okay. I give you a prime example. If you out here living your best life the way you think you want to live, and you continue to end up with broken, rotten eggs, it's a good indication.
Well, thank you, Darius J, for sharing your heart, your expectations, and you might as well just go ahead and turn it into a sermon at this point.
Don't preach.
Well, my expectations is for next year and this decade to come is just to thrive in life. I'm not striving anymore. I don't want to live from paycheck to paycheck.
There you go.
I ain't
you know what I'm saying?
Trying to just survive.
Big
I want
stacks, Mel.
to thrive. But I think ultimately, it was so crazy because the first thing that Ed said today was like, well, God maybe wants you to be single in this season, and that's okay. And I was like, you right.
You right.
You are right.
You
and
right.
I don't want to be single in the next season. No. Hey,
At least not the whole
husband,
time.
if you're out there, I'm here and I'm coming for you.
To New Jersey.
But anywho, I mean, I think in what he was saying is like being okay with where God has me so that I can become everything he's calling me to be. And I think this season is going to be that. Like, I'm going to continue to become who he has called me to be. And so my expectation is basically the secret of being content, which what Ed shared today, and I don't know exactly what he said, but it's like being weak and allowing God to be my strength. So just not being afraid to be vulnerable about how I'm feeling. You know, I definitely feel like even just within the latter part of this year, honesty has been my best policy because it's led to so much healing this year. So keeping up that honesty train on how I'm feeling, even especially before the feet of Jesus. So that's my expectation, is just to live my best life, to thrive in my industry, to inspire others along the way, and just become all that I am in Christ. That's my expectation. And to potentially be dating, married, and that's about it. I don't want to have kids in the first few years, if I can help it.
All right.
Now, my advice would be it's kind of to what, Darius was saying earlier, like, faith without works is dead. Like, have faith, but do something. Pray, but get advice and see how that could become a reality. I think that's one of the biggest processes of just being able to transition into this new stage of life, is praying, but also doing, and not even just a matter of like feeling like you have to take on the project to get to a certain place. Like, definitely make sure that you're consulting God before you're making, big decisions in your core people. But I think also too is a matter of being able to serve in the ministry. Like, use all of the gifts that God has given you. Like with your time, your energy, and all of your efforts. And God will definitely bless that, for sure. So, faith without works is dead. So, it ain't crazy until it happens. And don't limit God on what he can do, because he can do exceeding above we can ever imagine. So, just because don't think that God can just allow you to overcome the little things. He can allow you to overcome the bigger things, or whatever you think is big, because there's nothing too big for our God. So that's my period, point blank.
Period.
That's good, Mello.
All right.
Mm-hmm. Mello G.
And so
Real
that was good. That was great. It was great, guys.
Come on with it. Keep it real, Neil.
So my 2020 goals is definitely to kind of take your advice a little bit. Sometimes you sit on things.
Yeah.
You sit on gifts or talents or just things you feel like you can do. just because you feel like you should be doing it differently, right? You feel like, oh, well, I don't have enough to do this or enough to do this. But like, no, you have enough. You have the faith and you have the ability. Go ahead and do it. It might be raw at first. It might even suck.
Yeah.
But keep doing it, and it inspires people.
Yeah.
And then you keep doing it,
Yeah.
and it keeps getting better. It can only get better if you keep doing it.
Yeah.
Okay, so with the illustrations, with the graphics, with stuff like that, just being more mindful on how I can expand what I'm doing with it. Follow up on some clients. I have clients in the ether right now. I'm gonna follow up with them.
Okay, come on, follow up.
Yeah, so
Right, what am I
and also with just stuff that I started developing in 2019 as far as the voiceover stuff.
Yeah.
See how I can invest to
yeah.
continue. Because it'll be a certain amount a month if I want to do the real training. So I've already started training, so that was the barrier. So now to keep going forward with it.
Yeah.
So basically that could be an avenue as well.
So you can make some of that extra money.
Yeah.
And also just it comes. That's also what I want to start achieving in 2020. It's just a personal. How does that even happen?
I don't even know.
I was like, wait, it went so long without. Yeah.
Anyway, sorry about that.
Technology. I thought it was a ringtone or something. I looked at
Right.
it, and I was like,
no.
it just suddenly,
Just start playing.
yeah. Instagram, guys. Yeah, just the personal and spiritual satisfaction of doing something you're talented at, and really working at it and really it having like an effect on people.
Yeah.
I think I've been searching for that for a long time. So voiceover would be one avenue with that, along with the graphics, along with, this podcast as well. Somebody asked me why I do this probably a few months ago when we first started, even maybe a couple years ago, and I couldn't answer. I couldn't really give them a concrete answer. But now I think that's what the answer is. And money, it follows.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Money
So
follows passion.
exactly. So I really just want to be able to do something God has blessed me with for like a living or something like that. So that's a big time goal of mine as well. So that covers a lot of things. The house, really going underway as far as fixing it up. We've already kind of made it a rental property, so now to expand that, there's things that have to happen. So to continue that, actually, because we're doing this with our own money, so so now to play that process out. So all that, my advice is, I guess it would be the same thing. Get started. Take the first step. Because sometimes you're in your head and you just don't want to do anything, really.
Yeah.
You want to. No, you want to do it.
Yeah, you want
But this fear is just growing inside you.
Yeah.
The devil,
Yeah.
if you want to call it that,
Yeah.
keeps you from doing something you could kill it at.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I want that to be less in 2020. I know I have a great partner at my side, and and hopefully an offspring to bring all that into, pour all that into. So hopefully that's on the way in 2020 as well.
Bass up.
And it's something that, I'll never fully be ready for, but I know I'm ready for it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So,
Yeah.
so yeah, that's my 2020 wrap up right there. Well, not wrap up, but kick off. Wrap up.
Bass up.
Well,
Yes.
people, it has been a real one.
A real one.
Great coming back.
Great comeback. You know what I'm saying? I really enjoyed this. I thank everybody for listening and watching. I thank you for lending us y'all ears. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate it very much. You know what I'm saying? I hope you come back. I hope you tell your friends, your mama, and your grandma. You know what I'm saying? Anything else y'all want to add, Melody? Steve,
just Merry Christmas.
Merry!
And a
we have
Happy
a-
New Year.
We have a feeling we'll probably release this around Christmas time. So
Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
yeah, man.
You know what I'm saying? I hope y'all like it. I hope y'all enjoy your family.
Our holiday special.
And this was Convrs8.
We
We talked about it.
You always
Love
have to
y'all.
end in the scream.